My name is Callum, also known as Northern Dice, and today we are going to be having it's always a solo, but a playthrough of Veilwraith. Thought I'd have another crack at this game. I've been playing it a fair bit on my own, but I haven't actually recorded a victory. I have had victories, I promise you, but I've not had a recorded one. So I thought we would take it back to where we were last time we played and see if we can't take the Lost Ruins out and see if we can't progress. This is a break from Cthulhu Death May Die because I am still trying to figure out table placements and everything. This game is much easier to set up and I figured I need a break from trying to fit Cthulhu on a table. So we have got the game as it normally would be set up. I have laid these out in a random order, not by the rulebook. It could be the rulebook one, I haven't checked. But the rulebook still states that they are free player choice. It's just an advisory on which one they go with. Got the Archfiend over here. I have set up the 5 keys, shuffled the deck, put the foe for this vignette, which is the Goblin King in the 4th, so he is towards the bottom of the deck. Our job is to get all 5 keys by influence, fight, and exploring our way through the Lost Ruins and the nasties and the threats. Hopefully, we can make some good progress and we can actually get all 5 keys in our possession and the portal out before the Archfiend catches us. But the only way to establish if we can do that is to have a go. So let's crack straight on by straight away drawing a threat and putting him into the play area. And it is a goblin. Now, the effect for the goblin is when he is defeated, he's removed from the game. Seems like a bonus for us. It's honestly not, because what that means is inevitably he is going to disappear. So the deck will be smaller, which means when the Archfiend is put in, it's going to be faster before he gets to us. Now, his ability doesn't trigger until the start of the next round, so we could try and get rid of him, but we need 4 fight for that, and we only have 2. So what I'm thinking is, if we draw our first card and establish what we get, we've got a Memory of Redemption, which can allow us to increase our influence, which we don't need. So I am going to use my Explore to trigger that to go across in order to draw another card. Now, that's our action, we can't play another one. That could come in handy a second ago, couldn't it? And then we will tilt our fight to give it a +1. And that is all we can do for the time being. So what happens now is that we set everything back, ready for the start of the next round. Next round begins and we kick off by enemies attacking, and he is going to make us lose 2 spirit, as it says there. Then draw a new threat, and it is an Enforcer. Remove 1 power token from your fight action. That's really annoying because that has just stopped us from doing what we wanted to do, and he requires 4 fight as well. We draw that. This gives us 2 fight, so we could, if we burn these 2 as a combine to get a +1, put those into our discard, and we use our fight with 3 + 1 is 4 to get rid of this guy. He would be removed from the game. This would move, this would move, let's go here. The Enforcer will make us lose 1 more spirit at the end, but realistically it's not the end of the world. If we tilt our influence, put +1 on it, we can then set everything back up, lose the spirit as he indicates, and we draw a new threat. And we get a pariah. Oh, I hate the pariahs. But we can actually take the pariah out, but he will appear in our discard, and then when we're told to mix our discard back into our deck, he will be in there and he will be a pain because he is a waste of a card. Nothing else happens, so we just draw a memory for ourselves, and we've got gain 1 spirit, which is not too bad. I am thinking we can play any number of memories. Could be worth using that just to get 1 back, but for the time being, let's use our influence at level 4, because it was 3 + 1, to get rid of the pariah who goes into our discard, unfortunately for us. And then let's get a +1 on our Enforcer. Set those back, draw a new threat. He would make us lose 1. But this Mystic, actually, for us, could be quite handy because she says Reveal threats until you reveal the key. Put it into play. Shuffle and replace the rest of the top, rest back on the threat deck. So, Hobgoblin come in. Oh, the Key of Love. That's what we want. Which means the next card is going to be a Hobgoblin. Can't exactly shuffle him back on. But that requires us to explore 4. That's not too bad. When we pick that up, oh, that's explore. Now the key isn't going to do us any damage, so we could just leave that there, and it could be wise to... No, I think it's worth getting the key. I think it's worth getting the key, so then we've got a start of something. So let's spend the Memory of Home for 1 explore, combine that with the explore here, which will move everything across, and it also means that we've now got 4 fight. We can take the Key of Love. Just checking that's on camera. So the keys are handy because they have 2 effects. They have a tilt effect and a flip effect. When flipped, they can't do anything else, but when tilted, you've still got the flip effect. So that's pretty good in itself. It's about timing more than anything. So we'll give ourselves an influence +1, level that up. He makes us lose, and she makes us lose. So now I'm 14. We are bleeding bad, losing spirit left, right, and centre. Hobgoblin. Harry, when played, shuffle your discard back into your deck. There we go. It says back into. So I always interpret that as you shuffle your discard and then you shuffle it into your deck, not put it on top. So at least that way then, if there are any memories towards the bottom that we really wanted. If you're doing this as a campaign, you can upgrade your memories. If there were any memories that you were missing or you'd leveled some up and not seen them, sometimes these sort of cards can be a bit of a blessing in disguise, but in this instance for us it isn't, because we've got no upgrades and the pariah is probably going to rock up. So we draw a memory for ourselves. The Memory of Cold. Ignore the spirit cost, -1 for this round. Threat. Ignore a spirit cost, -1 for this round. So we could ignore 1 spirit cost. Well, let's start by fighting, which will get rid of him. The Enforcer is gone. And then I'm actually going to tilt the Key of Love. Turn, use 1 additional available action. And we'll use our Influence, 3+1, which moves everything again. Let's get rid of this Mystic, because as much as she got the key out for us, she still does damage. And then it makes sense to just increase our explore value. Turn everything back. We lose 1 spirit for the Hobgoblin. We've only got 1 key and we are more close to half health than I would like. Another Enforcer, remove 1 power token from the fight action. We don't have one, so that's quite handy. Reveal this, and it is an increase in our explore, so I'm going to keep that because I know that explore is good for keys. I am going to choose to spend this to get a spirit back, because I don't like how much spirit we're losing. And then I am going to use the Memory of Blood in conjunction with this to get rid of the Hobgoblin. Although we overspent and we effectively had 2, 3, 4, we don't get anything back and nothing's returned. It's just a case of we overkilled him more than anything. Is there a way that we could get rid of him? Maybe next round, if we put a +1 on this. Spin everything back. You see a routine for this game, you get really, really carried away with it, but then you almost forget to take away some of your spirit when you need to. And we've got a Goblin. Coward, when he's defeated, is removed from the game. He requires 4 fights. We've only got 1 fight. Let's see what card we get. And we get the Memory of Heart. Use 1 available action this round. That's really handy. But I'm not sure how much it's going to help us. If we use this Influence to get rid of the Enforcer, we are then in a position where we need to take that out. So if we tilt that, get a +1 on, return everything. He's going to hit us for 1 no matter what. I don't feel like there was anything we could do there. Reveal this. Oh, another pariah. I feel like we're going to get 2 keys at once at this bit. Oh, he needs 2 damage. Would I like him? But this isn't too bad, I guess. So we draw as, and we get the memory of knowledge. Swap the positions of any 2 actions. Okay, so we could spend that to swap these 2. Use this, which will return this here, because whichever's used goes back into the 1 spot to get rid of the pariah. Then we've got 3. We'll use this to be able to use an additional action this round. And as much as I didn't want to spend this, if we spend both these 2 to boost this up to... Oh, I could have swapped those, couldn't I, instead? Boost this up to 4. That's him taken out. And these 2 swap again. So we are nothing in our hands and we have no enemies, no threats, so a bit of a clean slate, but I don't like not having cards, I don't like not having options. Reveal a card, it's a pariah. He should have gone into my deck, apologies. Haven't forgotten the pariah does go back there. And the goblin, again, got carried away, should be removed. So we draw a card and we get, ooh, Memory of Might. He only requires 1 influence to take out, but he's going to do a lot of damage. It's a no-brainer, we've got to use it. Take him out with that. He'll become a problem for us later. And let's get another +1 on this action. We've got the Key of Light, 8. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw a card. Ooh, 2 Memories of Might. Well, no matter what, I'll start by exerting the influence to draw a memory. Oh, it's the pariah. Oh, what a waste. We'll tilt that to get a +1 on it. Spin them back. Some of the keys, like this one, allow you to, if you flip it, you get an influence. You add 1 power to a specific action. In that instance, it's the influence. Whereas the other 2 keys, one I believe heals 1 spirit, the other one draws 1 memory, which is this one. And I believe it is up to a maximum of 8 value that you need. So that should be our top key, really, if memory serves. We draw a threat, and we get a fighter. Then we draw a card for ourselves. When he's played, sorry, remove 1 power token from your influence, which I have influence. Draw a card. Get the Memory of Cold. Ignore and 1 damage. Well, let's spend these 2 to boost this up to 4. Which allows us to take the fighter out. And then let's tilt this to get another power token on. Reset everything again. Draw a new threat. We're doing all right. Oh, a Mystic, okay. She's going to get us to find another key. Enforcers come in. The Key of Valor. Okay, so the Enforcers come in next. And that requires 7 influence. Yeah, gain 1 spirit, so that's a bit like a heal. We draw a card, and we get Memory of Redemption. Let's choose to, we've got 4, 5, 6, 7. We could get the Key of Valor, but I think it makes more sense to get the Key of Light. So we'll spend that, tilt that. And if we spend this card in conjunction with that, that's 4 to get rid of this Mystic, which means that she can't hurt us. Reset the lot. At least next time we can definitely do that, as long as something super nasty doesn't appear. Oh, look, it's the Enforcer we expected. Remove 1 power token from your fight. We don't have any on fight. Draw this. Ooh, add 2, that's quite handy. Let's choose to do what we're going to do. Spend all 5, 6, 7, 8 get the Key of Light. And then I'm going to spend the Key of Light on a turn in order to use the fight action, because it allows you to use a second action this turn to get rid of the Enforcer. And we'll tilt this to get the +1 on it, just to say we've done something with it. Because otherwise, if we don't use that ability, it sort of becomes redundant. And it is a good way to get boosted actions, because that is a very hard number to get to, and having extras on influence in case something nasty does turn up is always handy. Particularly when it's the big foe that we need to take on. It's a Hobgoblin. When he's played, shuffle your discard back into your deck. So those pariahs, and there are a few in here, are going to reappear. Shuffle this back into our deck, sorry, not our hand. We don't have this many memories. There is a hand limit on memories, but I don't think I've ever hit it. I always feel like I just burn through them too quick. Even in this second vignette. But of course, you'd expect the second one to be harder than the first, so you'd want to use them as quick as you can. Draw a new one. We got an increase in influence. He only requires 2 fight. But we've got to use the action in order to take him out. He'll only remove 1 health for us. Tilt this to get +1 on it. And then we'll spend the 2 fight in conjunction with this to take him out. One point there, you daft soul. There we go. Again, nothing bad happens to us. We're managing to maintain our spirit now. A healer, okay. When played, cure 1 spirit. Then she does 1 spirit damage to us each time, but then when we kill her, we also get 1 spirit. She requires 5 influence to take out, which is pretty meaty. We draw ours. But luckily for us, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can take her out. But we also get to heal 1 as well. So that works out quite nicely for the time being. And we've got the Explore back where we want it, so I can boost that again. 2 more turns and I should have it, unless I get an Explore card memory in my hand. Another healer. Okay, what does she need? 4 influence. Yeah, we ain't gonna get that anytime soon. Oh, pariah. So, just to give us a bit of an edge then, I'm going to spend the fight in order to gain a memory. I'll tilt this to get 1. New round, which means that she now does damage to us. The healer started turning a bit nasty. A Mystic. Now this is where cards are going to start coming left, right and centre. Hobgoblins come in. Key of Sight. Every single time the Mystics have been very close to the keys, which in some respects is easy because we get to see definitely what's coming next, but at the same time we've had them in descending order of 8, 7, 6, so we could get that now. We could get that now. I don't think we will do. We draw a card. Okay, we've got an Explore, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could get that key. I think we might be wise to do so as well. Do I have something that adds to influence? I don't have anything that adds to influence. We'll do that. Spend this in conjunction with these. That's 6, 7. Let's get the Key of Valor, and I'm going to turn it straight away to use a second action. And we will... She requires 4 influence, and she requires 4 influence. But she's going to take 2 every time, so we've got to take her out really. I will spend both these together to get a +1 because it's the lowest of the combined 2. So we get +1 to take her out. So the Mystic is gone. End of the round. Lose a Spirit because of the healer. Draw a new threat. It's the Hobgoblin, so we shuffle these cards back in. I don't know, we think we did just have a pariah added in as well. Okay, so I've got one card, draw a new one, we get Memory of Blood, which is attack. Now with this alone we could take him out, and I think we need to just to get this influence and this explore up higher. So we'll take out the Hobgoblin, and we will tilt the explore for +1. We take another spirit damage for the healer, return everything, keep cards in hand, we get next another healer, so we heal 1. Oh, she's identical. Oh, that's really frustrating. That's more influence we need. We draw a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we could do that. That could be quite handy. If we spend the Memory of Veil, alongside the +1 and the 3 we've got, we can get the Key of Sight. And then we need another +1 to kill one of those. So let's turn this to get an extra action, and I'll spend both these in order to get a +1. Just put that there. Take out this one because she's been here longest. When we kill her, we get a +1 because she's a healer. No cards in hand. End of the round. Lose a spirit. It's a goblin. Draw 1. Memory of Cold. Return these back. Okay. We've got 3. Do we have something that will give us an extra attack? Influence. Will that allow us to draw a memory? So let's flip this. This is one of our flip cards now. Just put that back there. So we get to draw a memory, and we get Memory of Home, which is an explore, which could be quite handy, but I feel it's going to be more sensible to burn both these for the +1 to use the fight to get rid of this goblin. And we will tilt the influence to get +1, ready to take on that healer. Return them back. She does a damage to us. We draw a new threat, and it is the Goblin King. So this time we need to defeat him twice. We need to do 6 on influence and 6 on damage. When we do, we gain 2 power tokens wherever we want, but he's going to do 2 damage in spirit every single turn. Draw a single card. Memory of Heart. Use 1 additional available action. Not good. Not good at all. Well, let's flip this key to get that 1 heal. Let's tilt influence to get that +1, because then we'll be able to take out the healer next turn. And let's use burn fight in order to draw another card. That's another 2 fight we've got. That's quite handy. These are return. That's 1, 2, 3 damage we're going to take. Down to 10. And then a new threat appears. And it's a fighter, and we lose. Oh no, we lose a power token off of the influence. Oh, that's really frustrating. Draw a card. Oh. And he requires 5 fights. Oh my days. Things have just gone sideways real quick. Right, we'll use this because it gives us +1 influence. So that's 4 that we needed. I didn't want to use that yet. So then that's this healer gone. But we then get +1 for killing her. Well, sending her away, let's say. It's not quite as bleak as that. This will give us an extra explore. Let's use that, and let's add that +1 to the explore. We need to defeat him and get the final key before we can leave. So we've now got 4 and 2. Let's tilt that to get +1. 3. And once again, we lose 3. Down to 8. Draw this. Please put the key. It's not, it's a hobgoblin. When played, shuffle your discard. Put it and mix it in. We draw a card and we get, okay, Memory of Redemption. That's not bad, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Against 3. So that could be 3, 4, 5. And these two make it 6. So we have now used that to kill him in terms of fight. We now just need to influence him. And as much as that's 2 influence, it's not going to help us too much. Let's tilt that, put it there. Then we lose 1, 2, 3, 4. Defeat him though, we'll get +1. A new threat appears. It's a mistake. Oh no. Key of power. Okay. So that's 4. I think we've just lost, which absolutely sucks. We draw 1. Okay, maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He is gone. And we heal 1 for that. And it'll make us lose 4, which ain't awfully bad, I'd like to say. If we tilt that, we get another 1. End of the round, rotate them all, so we now can, hopefully, do it all. Down to 1. I think it requires 3, but he'll join our deck after, right. Twist that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gives us that final key, which means the portal appears. And we need 3 for that. But we also need to survive. I should have drawn a card regardless. Oh, There's no way for us to survive this round. Place this in the threat area after all 5 keys and foes are defeated. To defeat the portal, use the vignette's explore value 3. We just need a 3, but we can't get it. We can next round, but we can't survive that long because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage coming our way. Frustrating. Which puts us, if I even if I tilt this, let's get +1. It's then game. Okay. So that sucks. I don't feel like anything was mismanaged, and that's my frustration here. I feel like it was a case of the order the keys came out in, and that's the risk with this game. It's meant to be played as a campaign. I don't use the ribbon tokens because last time I did a campaign, I finished the first vignette, it was amazing. Second vignette, I lost 3 times in a row, lost my temper, put the game away. It isn't one that I can see being impossible. I don't think it's impossible by any measure. But the order those keys come out in is really, really, excuse the phrase, key in terms of how well you'll do, because you want to be able to stock up that explore. because if you have 2 keys out and you explore, all the explore value goes back to 1 and you're back in square one. Unfortunately, we had the highest value key, then the second highest value key, then the third highest value key. Had it been 8, 4, 6, I feel like we would have been able to do more because we'd have had more time between these keys, being able to boost other actions to take other things on. Also, having a few healers all at once didn't help us either, because I find that the healers are easy to take out, but also a nice little boost, because if you can do it all in one round, you get 2 health for free. I wasn't able to, and I had 2 healers out for at least 2 rounds, which means that any healing they had done would have been diminished, and I know one of them hit me a good few times. I really enjoy this game though, and I would really, really recommend this if you are a solo player. It's thematic, it really oozes that theme, and the artwork is gorgeous, and it's incredibly simple for what it is. To say there's so much tactical know-how needed for it, and real concentration and consideration for what you're going to do. The concept is really simple. You've got actions across numbers, and you just shuffle them through as you play them. I think it's superb. But anyway, I've talked for long enough. Thank you ever so much for joining me for this playthrough. I will catch you next time.